Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our webinar today. Let's just allow 5 minutes for uh, some more people to join. All right. So, hi, everyone, once again. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. We really appreciate your time. I hope you can hear my voice clearly. So let me introduce myself. Firstly, my name is Hussain Ali. I am the sales manager here at IDQ. I handle the UAE and Oman territories. And along with me is my colleague, Mr. Sheriff.
Good afternoon, everyone. And once again, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. My name is Sharif Zahir, and I am the Regional Sales Manager for Africa. And a very warm welcome to all of you. Uh, Today, we are focusing on a very specific topic with regards to our platform. However, I just want to give a couple of sentences and lines about IDCube. So IDCube is a US company. Our headquarters is in Silicon Valley, and we provide end-to-end access control solutions. So not only the platform, which we will be talking a bit more about today, but we also provide the hardware related to the solutions that are needed for access control. But again, today our focus will be really on the AI insights part, the intelligence part of our platform, which is quite unique at this point in time with regards to access control. So once again, a very warm welcome to everyone. And with that, I hand it back to you, Hussein.
Thank you, Sheriff. I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Sheriff, is it visible?
No,
No, we
no, son,
see
I don't
the
think so.
not the
Uh,
presentation. Yeah.
all right, hold on. Is it okay
Yep.
now?
Now it's perfect. Yes.
All right, perfect. So before we start, let me ask you something simple but important. Your access control system, it records everything. It records every door event, every badge tap, every alarm. But does it actually tell you anything? Most organizations in the Middle East and Africa, even the most secure facilities, they have incredible hardware, but almost no intelligence sitting on top of it. The system captures everything, yet it reveals nothing. And that's exactly what we are here to change today. We are excited to introduce AI Insights, the brain behind our AI powered access control solution. AI Insight transforms your system into a smart and predictive security engine. It finally shows you what your logs have been hiding all of these years. So let's dive in. Now, here's the most uncomfortable truth in most organizations today. Your access control records everything, but the most important signals go unnoticed. Look at these five realities. Unreviewed data. Security teams simply don't have the bandwidth to manually go through millions of logs. Missed anomalies. There are subtle risk patterns. There are early signs of insider behavior. They disappear inside the noise. There's slow discovery. Issues are found days or weeks later, usually after the damage is already done. There's zero visibility. There are multi-site environments. There are multiple systems running. You have employees, you have contractors, you have vendors. There is no unified view. There's late detection. By the time something suspicious is identified, it's often too late to act. The truth is, the threats are not invisible. They're just hiding in plain sight. What is missing is the ability to connect the dots in real time. And that's exactly what AI Insight is built to solve. Like we mentioned, threats are not hiding in dark corners. They are hiding in your own access logs. And most of them are completely normal at first glance. Just imagine an employee badges in at an unusual hour. His office timings are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But one day, suddenly, he comes at 8 p.m. A contractor, he wanders into a zone that he's never visited before. A door, it generates alarms repeatedly. A batch is being used twice in two different locations too quickly. All of these are signals. They're early warning signs. And when you manage multiple sites and thousands of people and millions of events, these signals get lost. Not because the security team is not capable, but because human beings cannot manually detect patterns across millions of data points. And that's the kind of risky behavior that goes on for weeks and months before anyone notices. Threats are right there. They're in plain sight. But there's no system that is built and has an intelligence layer to surface these threats. Up until now, access control has been passive. It only records events and stores logs and waits for humans to take action. But what if we didn't just record events? What if your system actually understood them? What if we could recognize abnormal behavior? What if we could spot vulnerabilities the moment they happen? What if we could prioritize alarms intelligently? And yes, even tell you what needs attention in real time. Imagine an access control system that can think, it can analyze, predict, and talk back to you. That is the kind of leap we are talking about with AI insights. Let me introduce our game changer, AI insights. It is your access controls AI nervous system. Think of everything your system can currently already do. Every badge tap, every door event, every alarm, every movement. All the truth is already there, locked inside your logs. AI Insight unlocks it. It sits right on top of your access control system and it adds an intelligence layer, a layer that has been missing for years. So, what is AI Insights? It tells you who's acting abnormally. It tells you where your policies are breaking. It auto audits your site and it assigns security scores. It identifies risky patterns in real time. And yes, it even talks back to you with our Gen AI assistant, AIsha. The moment your access control stops being a passive recorder and becomes an active, thinking security partner. So, AI Insights, it is your security co-pilot. It takes all of your access control data, regardless of brand or hardware, and it turns it into powerful intelligence engine. Here's four of them. Behavioral analysis. It learns how each user, each employee, how they normally behave, and it flags anything unusual. Like I said in my previous example, an employee comes to office 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But one day, unusually, he comes in at 9 p.m. Our AI insights will flag it. Even if he has access at that time, if it was a normal access control system, that event would get lost in your millions of logs that somebody punched in at 9 p.m. But our system actually identifies that there is something abnormal about this behavior and it flags it immediately. Second, vulnerability detection. AI Insights checks whether your security policies are actually being implemented. It automatically spots misconfiguration, dormant cards, excessive privileges, infrastructure gaps, and it checks for your unsafe patterns. And these are things that you would not normally notice. The third, risk scores. Every user, every employee, every contractor, every facility gets a real-time risk score. This helps your security team instantly understand where the risk is without going through millions of logs or dashboards. And lastly, Aisha. This is your Gen AI security assistant. You don't have to export logs or analyze spreadsheets. You simply just have to ask it questions. Who entered the premises after 10 p.m. yesterday? Which door has the highest alarms? And Aisha will give you instant answers. In short, AI Insight takes your raw access control data and it transforms it into actionable intelligence in real time. So let's start with insider threats. This is the most sensitive and often most overlooked risk inside every organization. This is the reality. Most breaches don't begin at the perimeter. It begins with someone who already has access, especially in a region like Middle East and Africa, where we have diverse manpower. We have contractors, we have facility management staff, we have temporary workers, we have third-party vendors. Naturally, the risk is much higher for us. So AI Insights is built exactly for this kind of challenge. It continuously studies each user's behavior, when they entered, where they're moving, which doors are they accessing, how often do they trigger alarm, how is their behavior compared to their peers. This is the moment something unusual happens, maybe someone enters a restricted area for the first time, or let's say a contractor accesses zone outside of his role, or maybe, like we said previously, an employee comes at a strange hour. AI Insight will immediately flag it. Instead of leaving you with piles of logs, every user gets a dynamic score. It checks how many times he swiped his card, how many times has he got deny access, how many times is he come into a premises at an odd hour, and it gives every employee and every person a risk score. So you can see that Hussein has a risk score of 95. Why? Why is he swiping his card too many times? Why is he getting so many deny accesses? This is called proactive security. This is how we stop insider threats early. Over to you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Hussein. Just as a point, at any point, please feel free to leave any questions that might come up on any of the slides. Please feel free to leave them in the chat at this point. And of course, as stated, that we will have a brief Q&A at the end, so that in case you don't want to forget the question, please feel free to leave it at any point in the chat. So continuing on the AI insights, let's talk about something that really every organization struggles with. It's that vulnerabilities that we know are there, but we don't know that are there actually, that they exist. So when we review incidents across different industries, one truth keeps repeating, that breaches rarely happen because of one big failure. They usually happen because of many small weaknesses that nobody is actually tracking. And AI Insights part of its main core is that it uncovers these weaknesses across four of these critical areas that we will dive into right now. So the first, no, still one, yes. So the first area is the administrative vulnerabilities. These are the human generated ones. So as an example, dormant users, another example, old credentials that are still active. As Hassan mentioned, we have contractors that have sometimes excessive rights. These are gaps that quietly really accumulate over months, but AI Insights flags them all automatically without the need for really looking yourself for them. Second pillar are the infrastructure vulnerabilities, the technical weaknesses. So, as an example, unencrypted communication between the readers and the controllers. Controllers, for example, that are running outdated firmware. Devices sitting on open IP ranges, readers without OSDP secure channel. All of these are configuration issues that are creating silent entry points for attackers. The third pillar, events and alarm vulnerabilities. These are situational weakness in patterns. So just as an example, excessive forced door events, repeated door held open misuse, or one zone that is typically or usually generating too many alarms. These patterns typically go buried in logs and logs, but AI Insights connects these dots instantly. The fourth pillar, response vulnerabilities, the failures of actions from a user perspective. So in terms of alarms, for example, they can be delayed acknowledgement or missed alarms even, repeatedly ignored alarms. These show you where your team is overloaded and where the processes are actually breaking up. So to summarize this, that AI Insights really takes this all actionable data and presents it to you in a clear dashboard that just doesn't tell you where the risks are, but it shows you something that no traditional access control can do. Now that we've identified these risk factors and exposed hidden vulnerabilities, the next logical question is, how secure is each of my facilities? So this is quite unique that it offers the facility score. AI Insight looks at more than 50 parameters across user behavior, administrative hygiene, infrastructure health, alarm and event patterns, response time, and operator performance. And it converts all of this into one simple measurable number. And as we can always say that what you can't measure, you can't improve, but we're taking it even one step further, that the facility score gives you a number that tells you which site is strongest, which site is most vulnerable, which sites are improving, and where leadership needs to focus next. This allows you to do something that was almost impossible before, that you can compare multiple buildings, towers, data centers, hotels, or airports with a single benchmark. So for security leaders, this really does change the game. It's instead of explaining logs and incidents, you present a clear, defensible security posture across every site. Because at the end of the day, as we mentioned, what you can measure, you can actually improve. Coming back to AIsha, which is also quite a game changer for our platform as well. So as Hussein rightfully mentioned, as a security personnel or a facility management operator or as a security head, you can simply really ask simple questions like who entered the vault room yesterday, which users triggered the most alarms last week, how many doors were forced open this month. And instead of really having to sift through logs and logs, you can just get this information very quickly. You can export it, run filters, create pivot tables, and you get all the information you need. A step further with AIsha is that as a system integrator, for example, you can simply ask other questions like, how do I connect this controller to this reader? And you really eliminate the need of the first line support, either from the vendor or from the channel that you brought your equipment from or the platform. You can really ask straightforward question and you get really easy English speaking answers that really eliminate rather the need for really checking manuals and checking information from third parties. That information is really at your fingertips and easily accessible to the system integrator. And that obviously reduces a lot of the commissioning time. It reduces the errors that could occur, and it really gives you on one side as a user and the other side as an installer immediate access to the information that is needed. Yeah, and really summarizing all of this information is that let's take a minute to really why AI Insights is especially relevant for our region. Obviously, our regions are unique, not just in scale, but in the complexity of how our organizations operate. And that's exactly where AI Insights fits really perfectly. So multiple buildings, they offer low visibility. Most companies have several buildings and sites, each operating in its own bubble. This really creates blind spots, and what happens in one building often isn't visible in another. AI Insight gives you one view, unified view across all your facilities instantly. Rapidly growing giga projects and smart cities from Neom, Red Sea, Expo City, new capital, new airports. Usually the scale is massive. Millions of access events every month. Huge manpower needed to really sift and look for all of these irregularities. Complex workflows. Manual monitoring simply can't keep up. And this is where AI Insights handles billions of events and turns them into clear insights. Diverse workforce, diverse risk patterns. Organizations have a big rate of expats, rotating staff, seasonal hires, varying security awareness levels. AI Insights adapts to each user's behavior individually, and it gives you clear visibility to these patterns. So you know who is acting out of the norm. As Hussein mentioned, someone typically comes at a specific hour, that person is coming at a later hour. Typically, they would still have access, but this is something that is abnormal. So you can always know who is acting outside of the norm. And there is also a very strong preference now, we see it in different markets that are requiring centralized security monitoring. So Dubai Police, Ayun, Abu Dhabi Safe City, NEOM, command centers, banks in Egypt now. This region really does now love centralized visibility. And AI Insights becomes the intelligent engine sitting right at the heart of that command center. So when you combine all these factors, the volume, the diversity, the scale, the compliance pressure, the multi-site complexity, you'll see that AI Insights wasn't just built for modern enterprises, it was really built for our region. Let us really take a look at a case study where we will show really what we have been talking about is that complexity and the information sitting there, issues that have gone unnoticed. But when we placed the platform and we placed AI Insights, the picture completely changed. So we take the case of BAS. When we deployed it, BAS is one of obviously the largest chemical companies operating across 93 countries, 234 sites, and over 112,000 employees. In Southeast Asia alone, they managed 35 facilities, over 100,000 alarms per day, and millions of access events per month. So you can imagine the complexity of such an entity and the complexity of amounts of alarms that they have to deal with. And all of this was sitting in logs, and actual actionable information was beyond reach, actually. Yeah. So what happened with BAS? So before AI Insights, they faced the same challenges most of us also face in today's market. So zero unified visibility, hidden vulnerabilities, high alarm noise, dormant credentials, slow discovery, no real-time behavioral insight. Now, scale alone wasn't the challenge at BAS. The real challenge was what their security teams were not able to see. Here are the exact gaps that we uncovered really before deploying AI Insights. So data overload, millions of access events across dozens of facilities meant really important patterns were hiding inside the noise. No unified visibility. Each site operated independently. Leadership had no way of comparing or prioritizing risks across the different countries. Dormant and mismanaged credentials, old cards, excessive permissions, and temporary access left active longer than should be. That was another issue. Obviously, another one is alarm blindness. High alarm volume meant real issues blended in with the routine noise, especially forced door and door held open events. Slow discovery. Small anomalies went unnoticed for weeks, sometimes months, until they escalated into really bigger problems. Another factor was that no behavioral insight. There was no system to highlight risky individuals or user or unusual movements across facilities. So in short, the system was working, but the intelligence was missing. The information was sitting there, but it could not be understood. And these gaps are exactly the same gaps we see across many different enterprises today, from multi-tower commercial buildings to airports to data centers to the hospitality and government campuses. So all of this, all of these issues are very common across different verticals. Next slide, please. Yes. So this is how really AI Insights transformed BAS security operations across their entire regional footprint. So now they are able to get real-time insider threat detection. AI Insights began learning, as we mentioned, the user patterns across the 35 facilities, immediately flagging unusual behavior, abnormal routines, off-hour access, and interactions with sensitive zones. Complete vulnerability mapping, second pillar. We uncovered administrative, infrastructure, and alarm-based vulnerabilities that had gone unnoticed really for years. Everything from, as we mentioned, dormant users to misconfigured doors and weak controller setup. Third, security score for every facility. For the first time, they could now measure and compare the security posture of each of their sites with a single number, identifying the strongest facility and the weakest one. Fourth, the alarm intelligence and noise reduction. Forced door held open and other chronic alarms were clustered, analyzed, and categorized. So the team no longer really wasted time on the noise. They focused on the 1% that actually mattered. Unified multi-site visibility. Instead of disconnected systems at each plant, BAS now got a unified dashboard showing all regions, all users, all alarms, and all risks in one centralized platform. Weekly security insights. AI Insights delivered automated weekly summaries to management, highlighting the risky users, the top vulnerabilities, the alarms, the alarm trends, facility scores, immediate action items. Really, this created a culture of continuous improvement, not just periodic or one-time information. So BAS really moved from reactive monitoring to predictive security, from scattered logs to complete intelligence, and from complexity to clarity. Yeah. So before AI Insights, this is really the core of the solution that was presented. So before AI Insights, the logs were chaotic, alarms were constantly blinking, there was no scoring, there was no possibility of benchmarking, no comparison, no way to compare the facilities, and risky users really stayed hidden inside all of this noise. In other words, the system was collecting data, but no one could make sense of it. What happened after AI Insights? Dashboards became clean and intuitive. Facilities were ranked by security posture. Every site had clear, defensible risk scores. Hidden insights surfaced automatically without the need of extra programming or what to look for. And predictive threat alerts highlighted issues even before they escalated. So this is the shift from reactive monitoring to predictive intelligence is what AI Insights provides. From going from being flooded with information to really finally being empowered with clarity. And this is exactly the transformation AI Insights can bring to any enterprise, regardless of size, region, or industry. This is really something we really cherish. This is from Mr. Dinesh, who really was just wanted to highlight a couple of points that what AI Insights did for them is that, as we mentioned, it went from chaos really to multi-site clarity, and everything managed from central control rooms, ability to really score different facilities, ability to really see what is actually going on in terms of the 4 pillars we mentioned, in terms of the behavior, in terms of the alarm management, in terms of the facility scores, and that really changed the game for them. And till this day, they are really able to improve, enhance, and proactively and predictively improve their own security system continuously with these AI insights and dashboards provided.
And they are our customers for the last 7 years.
Yes. So with that, we really look forward to your questions now, and we hope that we were able to give really a glimpse into the intelligence that we provide in terms of the platform, and we are open to really any questions that you have for us now. Thank you for your attention, and we hope to hear from you right now.
Thank you so much, guys. Please let us know your questions.
All right, first question is, yes, we will share the contact info. That is our pleasure. And second question, can we share the presentation? Yes, we will share, we can share the presentation. All right, another question is, do IDCube have any competition related to AI and how it stands apart from other competitors? So we take pride that we are the first and currently only AI platform that is able to really provide this type of intelligence and this type of clarity in dashboards.
I think there's a question by Naushad. Pawan, if you can read the question, are you here? It's there in the Q&A.
See, if we talk about the IDQ integration with the third-party access control systems, so we are already integrated with the with most of the access control systems, but we will have to check case by case if the access control system is already in our list of integrated access control systems. We are readily available with them, but if it is not in our list, we will have to integrate with them, provided if they are okay with that. I mean, if they are okay with the for the handshake.
Does IDCube have any competition related to AI and how it stands apart from the other competitor? So I don't think we have any competition at the moment. As far as I know, we are the only one who is actually providing an intelligence layer on top of the access control solution. And yeah, and the kind of analytics we are providing, I don't think any of our competition is doing that right now. Some of them might be in the testing phase, but we are the only ones that have deployed it so far. And our competitive edge is that we are able to provide, predictive, and we are able to provide data that can really help you to stop a threat before it happens instead of actually reacting to a threat. So we are our system helps you to be proactive and predict the security vulnerabilities. Any other questions?
Yeah, we have, is AIsha on-premise based, or is a connection to the cloud needed? How is it different from sites companies shared, and how secure is it? So just a general, going back to what I mentioned in the beginning, that we are an end-to-end indeed access control solution provider. We do have the 3 options of delivery models, which are cloud-based solutions, private cloud-based solutions, and on-prem solutions. So that is just a general statement that relating to how we provide our solution. But with regards to AIsha, there is a connection to the internet required. However, it is a secure connection, and it is not. It has to be, because at the end of the day, the data needs to come from somewhere as well. The AI feature is license-based or core part of the access control. It is a core part of our platform, but as I also mentioned, that our platform comprises of 5 main pillars, which is the access control, the visitor management, the time and attendance, the AI insights, and our Green ID mobile application. So it is a modular platform. So today you are looking at access control only that is available. Tomorrow you want to add the layer of the AI insights that is also possible without the need for any further hardware, or let's call it that. And later you want to add the visitor management. So our platform is modular, and you can have it with or without this basic module.
But yes, it is license based. It's modular, like my colleague Sharif said. It's a feature that has to be, it's an add-on feature. The next question is, can IDCube integrate with Genentech, Milestone, Access, Hanwha, Avigilon, Pelco, Bosch? Absolutely.
Yes.
This is one of our core features. Every platform that you've mentioned over here, we are already integrated with Genentech, Milestone. We have additional platforms there we integrated with, like Eagle Eye, which is a cloud-based VMS platform, Hikvision, Dahua. We're integrated with all of these platforms. Even apart from CCTV, we are integrated with intercom, we are integrated with gate barriers, lift integrations, ANPR, any kind of third-party security systems we can integrate with, and we are already integrated with. So we have a bunch of integrations already done. And then if any third-party integrations are requested, it can be done using our APIs, which is also one of the questions here. Third-party software integration. So yes, we can absolutely do that. It depends on case by case, and we certainly have the capability of it.
Just want to highlight one further sentence here is that, again, going back to IDCube as a solution, we pride ourselves on being a truly open platform. So obviously in today's world, if you're not open, then you are really lagging behind a bit. So that is also part of our core, let's say, philosophy, that we have to be open, and we have been open, and we will remain open. So integrations with third-party, as Hussein mentioned, elevator control, ERP systems, HRMS, whatever VMS, whatever the solution is, we as access control sit in the middle, or rather at the center or at the heart of any enterprise solution. So we are a truly open platform in that sense.
Great. There's another question over here. How do you envision integrating biometric facial technology into your AI capabilities?
So while it comes to the facial technology into the AI, we are already integrated with many facial technology platforms. And when it comes to AI, we are already in there, like the spoofing and all. So, I mean, with related to the access control systems or access control features, we have almost everything. And AI things are already working on all the other features. But if there is any specific thing, we can talk about that. I mean, if there is anything specific to the facial recognition, it is the anti-spoofing as of now. So, I mean, nobody can spoof it. But if anybody has any other question, a question around it, please go on with the question.
All right. So which all controllers does IDCube platform support? We support open architecture platforms of Mercury and HID. These are the two controllers that we support. How is it possible to automate the operation process based on AI triggers, such as disabling the card of high access denied, sending notification emails, switching on lights in case of unexpected access?
So when we have the alarm, this is also related to all of the types of alarms that we get into the system. So not only does the system inform you of the alarm, It really gives you a clear description of what the alarm is about. It gives it a priority level. So we have it color coded red, yellow, and green, and orange, sorry. So these are typically the level of severity of the alarms. But to answer this, it not only highlights the problem and it gives a description about it, it really tells you how to resolve it. So at the end of the day, you have a vulnerability score with what, as we mentioned, the administrative, the facility, the connectivity, the behavior, and throughout all of these alarms, if you really take each alarm one at a time, it really tells you how to resolve each and every alarm. And at the end of the day, that gives you a secure facility of 100%. So it not only highlights the problem, it gives a description about it, it gives it a priority level, and it gives you the exact way to resolve it.
Thanks, Sheriff. One more question over here is how is your system integrated to facial recognition in terms of enrollment? So we integrate with a lot of the most advanced facial recognition devices like Suprema, Invixium, IDEMIA. We are integrated with all of them on an SDK level. So we manage the credentials, we do the enrollment, we store all of the biometric data and the logs. Everything is directly done on our platform. We do not integrate on a third-party platform basis. We don't have any middleware. Everything is managed by us and in our database. So I hope that answers the question. One more question is what hotel operation software can be integrated with? So we are already integrated at the moment with WinCard, which is 90% of all of the hotels that are there here in the Middle East and Africa region. So we have a two-way integration with WinCard. All of their logs and our logs can be in their system and their logs can be in our system. So, and the same card can be used in the back of house and the front of house. So we've done almost close to 50 to 60 hotels just in the Middle East and Africa with WinCard at the front of house and IDCube at the back of house.
Hussein, just to add, along with WinGuard, we have integrated with Domakaba as well.
Yes, thank you for that point. We have integrated with Domakaba as well with their wireless hotel logs. Salto, not yet. Still, I think that discussion is still going on. What is the adding value your software have in terms of sustainability and engineering management? Anyone want to take that question? I think we have a certification already for the sustainability.
Yeah, and also as mentioned, for a clear example is with the mobile credentials. The virtualization now of all of these types of different credentials, you can utilize our Green ID mobile application. So you no longer need to have actual physical cards being printed, being lost, being reissued. So that is one of the clear examples where we take a look at sustainability.
Yes, some questions go up.
Another example would be obviously to limit the amount of hardware and power consumption at different sites relating to that. And that is why a big portion of the business we see shifting towards cloud-based solutions. So both of these pillars together impact the sustainable pillar of our platform.
Great, excellent. Anyone with any other questions, please let us know. My colleague Nimish is taking down all the questions. So anything that is required, the presentation, the white papers, any kind of additional information, everything will be sent to you guys. I think there's one more question. Linnell and a couple of others fully support both HID and Mercury hardware and technology. So what's your additional differentiator? So many differentiators. Number one is, of course, the whole topic that we spoke about is our AI. It's our machine learning algorithm that's able to provide you predictive and predictive analysis of your security systems. Another very big part of it is that we are integrated with the biometric devices on an SDK level. So we don't connect with middleware. You are able to manage all kinds of devices, whether fingerprint, card, face, palm, QR codes, everything from one platform. So we are not just an access control solution, we are actually a physical security platform. So we don't just consider ourselves in the realm of access control. We are an entire physical security platform, management platform.
Also, please, we want to give examples of hotel operators that we have worked with, especially I think in the Middle East and the Saudi region. Hussein.
I think Khalfan is the best person to answer this.
Yeah.
We have done a couple of Marriott jobs over here in the UAE. We've done I have to get a list from the hospitality guy. Let me answer that question. Let me come back to you with that answer. With all of the hotel operators, we have a separate presentation on that.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to you. If you can just leave me your email address, I will get back to you on the hotel operators.
Absolutely. And I have placed my email in the chat as well as it was requested in the beginning. And Hussein, I suggest you do the same as well.
Yeah. And I can come back to anything that we haven't answered so far. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
If that's all, our email addresses are here.
Yeah.
Contact details can be shared as well. And you can reach out to us for any questions that are not answered. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we look forward to collaborating further. And thank you once again for your time today.